Well, welcome everyone. We're so excited to have you all here with us today and provide an update on our collaborative project around sexual violence in people with IDD. And just a shout out to DD Awareness Month. So I'm glad we're able to touch base now and gearing up for next month. So I'm excited for updates we're sharing today. I'm JC Farkas. I'm the director of the Sonoran Center for Excellence in Disabilities, and I'm helping to lead this project that's funded by the Arizona Developmental Disabilities Planning Council. And so I'm going to have all members of our team kind of introduce themselves and our key partner, and then we will get started.
I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
I'm Selena Urquidez, and I am the Education and Training Coordinator here at the Sonoran Center, and I'm also the coordinator for this specific project. Um, kind of working on a little bit of everything here. Nice to meet everyone, if I haven't met you. Lynn, you go next.
I was going to say good morning, but it's good afternoon in Arizona. Nice to join you from Japan. Um, I am Lynn Tomasa, been with the project since the research piece started, working primarily on the public awareness with my fantastic team and learning a lot from our community partners. So welcome. Nice to see you and thank you. Okay, Gina.
Hello, everybody. We're so happy to have you here today. My name is Gina Griffiths, and I am the Employment First Coordinator for the Sonoran Center team, which may make it seem odd that I'm here, but I have been involved with the Arizona Sexual Violence and Disability Network and collaborating with Lynn for many, many years. So I am happy to be here and see the progress we're making, and I will pass it off to Natalie.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Reef. I'm a second semester senior at University of Arizona, and I'm doing my internship with the Sonoran Center. And yeah. Oh, Bella, your turn.
Hi everyone, my name is Bella. I'm a second semester senior here at U of A studying public health, and I'm also doing my internship here at the Sonoran Center.
Barb is the only one left.
I
And
actually
Carrie.
do have a face, but my computer and I are really fighting with each other and it's winning. I know most of you, and so you can imagine, and it's good to see some people I haven't seen for a while. I work at the Sonoran Center as a community systems change coordinator, generally in the policy arena and supporting families and self-advocates. This is near and dear to my heart. I was the facilitator for the governor's task force on prevention of abuse and neglect for people with disabilities. Some recommendations were put together, some not, but I'm glad to be here and, you know, maybe I'll post a picture somewhere. Thanks.
We'll get started. So we'll go over it quickly. Like I know we have an hour. So our agenda today, we already hit one of them. So we did welcome and team introductions. We'll be also doing a brief overview of years 1 and 2 of this project. And then we will get into the launch of our April campaign, which is our Sexual Violence Awareness Month. And then we'll have time for everyone to ask questions and share and give us feedback before we let you all go for today. Natalie is monitoring the chat, so if you do have questions, please feel free to put them into the chat, and she'll kind of flag us to let us know like when we need to stop and address something. But please feel free to ask and share whatever it is that you like. She's also going to be putting in sporadically some messages here and there to kind of prompt your engagement. Okay, Lynn.
Okay, so I'll present just a really brief overview just to refresh some of the things and the activities that we've been involved with. So, based on the research data, the interviews that were conducted, there were five general areas that we focused on in the first year of this collaborative approach grant. So, of course, public awareness, resource review and creation. I think it's important for all of us to understand the great work that has already been done by community partners locally and nationally. So, reviewing that information and trying to think of messages or materials that we can reintroduce, possibly update, expand. Systems analysis. The discussion on systems and some of the processes and policies in place came up pretty prominently or often from the interviews from disability professionals in the early stages of this project. So, based on that, the idea of underreporting, maybe some potential misunderstandings or barriers to the reporting system that came up. So, the topic of mandatory reporting seemed like a good starting point. Also, in order to facilitate safety, awareness of our bodies, forming relationships, because one of the key underlying issues for individuals with disabilities is that, like anyone, we want and thrive when we have connections. So, policy analysis for change in year one was, well, how do we best approach this? As an educational institution, um, curriculum integration makes a lot of sense. We have the access to students, connections with learning institutions or programs. So, based on that, in this current year, starting last October to this September, the public awareness piece has been expanded or um, and with our wonderful group of interns and staff, we have come up with a rebranding idea, which includes the logo that you see on many of our Zoom backgrounds, and you will continue to see. Also, it's interesting, and whenever you create a message, it takes a lot of ideas, feedback, and this is what we came up with: from silence to safety, standing up to sexual violence with knowledge, compassion, and community voice, underlining the community voice piece. And that's why we're all here today. Our new logo, hope you like it. Uh, it it emphasizes, we are all in this together. We are moving forward. We are creating things together. The public awareness piece, I'm going to not talk about too much because you'll hear more of it from our other team members today. I think one of the real critical pieces in this current year is the advocacy and policy change piece. And that, it is successful through the collaboration and skill set with ACES-DV, the Arizona Coalition to End Sexual and Domestic Violence, and Carrie and others at ACES-DV will um, really move things forward in this area regarding legislation policy change. So that will be expanded on a little later. We continue our education piece. There's a lot of different formats that we use. So on the next slide, this is what we have currently in final form. We have a brief summary of the points of the lived experiences of individuals, family members, and professionals in the field. The topic of sexual violence is not a new topic, but it is very important for us to just continue this conversation. Uh, a family and caregiver's guide to addressing sexual abuse. You will see all of these when our website is shared with you later. Sexual harassment and disability in the workplace. Employment is a critical issue, and harassment and mistreatment occurs in all settings. So this is a really good place to continue that discussion. Safety awareness, just some tips. We'll be expanding on these in safety awareness in other future sheets that we create. And bullying, one of the important topics that came up in the research piece and other discussions is that bullying starts early, as a child, in school, in the community, and we really need to pay attention to that. Okay, next. So we're excited that our interns and staff continue to work with community members. Now, I do want to stress that these topics, in the creation, these are some of the things that we keep in mind is what's the audience, the discussion of, well, is this created for this audience or this audience or but hopefully it will speak and connect with a broad range. So it's not limited to a specific audience. Plain and accessible language. We review that. We ask others to review that. This is something that's very core to the work that we do at the center. How long? 1 page, 2 page, multiple pages, a short version, a long version. So this is also part of the conversation. Partnerships. This is something that I think we can expand on. We want to expand on. We want your input. We want your ideas. There are a lot of good resources out there. We do not want to recreate them, but maybe redistribute or create it in a format that may be slightly different, but partnerships are critical. Integration, as I just mentioned, there's lots of good things out there. We do want to definitely address the needs of our communities. So this is where you can provide a lot of input. So lastly, I will quickly share with you next. Okay, some of the topics that are in current development. Online safety, integrating materials that are already in existence out there. And I think this is one of the fun, but also time-consuming and challenging parts of creating any type of public awareness is. Out of all this good material, what do we emphasize? What makes sense? What will make the audience, different audiences want to look at it? Healthy relationships, collaboration with Special Olympics, and also the materials that are out there by other national organizations. This is an important piece. Continue to talk about risk reduction. All right. Working with professionals and creating information on safety awareness in the deaf community. And also there are a lot of good resources. So a master resource list, as well as identifying resources that are specific and targeted to a certain topic.
Did you
So
want
that's
to
a
ask
brief
about these?
overview.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I saw that we had these questions. I don't know if you wanted people to either put in the chat, maybe, like if there's after seeing the materials that we have and that are currently in development. If there's any suggestions from the community as to like other topics, have we missed something so far that's important? Is there anything else that would be useful? Sorry, Lynn.
No, this is great. Thank you. Probably writing it in the chat. I like that idea
Mhm.
because we have something visually available for
come back to
us
that
to
later.
also review. And sometimes it takes a few minutes or days to process and think of other ideas. So
Please feel free
great.
through the rest of the time. If something comes to you while we're talking about something else, just feel free to put it in the chat anytime. Okay. Sorry.
Thank you.
Slow. Okay, so briefly, I will go over our website. We'll be doing a little bit more of like a demonstration in a few minutes, but I do want to share that we have launched our new website that has all of the information about like the background and a lot of the work that Lynn has done previously with the Untold Stories project before this. That was kind of like um, our foundation for this project, right? So we also have information on our partnerships, our progress that we've made so far in our education and training objectives, and then a little bit more on like the systems and policy. But the main piece we want to highlight today is our raising public awareness piece. And so the materials that Lynn had referred to before, so those info sheets are going to be available here on our website. So you'll be able to download each of them. They'll be listed here individually, and you can print them out individually. You can use them digitally. They should be accessible and fully ready to use. So we'll do a short demonstration in just a bit. Okay. I do want to give a quick shout out. I think Loretta, I do see Loretta is in here. So part of the healthy relationships work that we have been doing that Lynn mentioned before with our partnership with Special Olympics was actually started yesterday. So I invited Loretta to share a little bit about what we've been doing and how it's gone so far.
Hi, everyone. So as Selena mentioned, yesterday was our first class for Healthy Relationships, which is a curriculum that's offered through Special Olympics Arizona. They have partnered with several organizations in creating this curriculum that reviews kind of the foundations of sexual education and healthy relationships. There are 20 lessons total in the curriculum, and for this first group, we condensed that down to 10 lessons as recommended by Special Olympics, and we're covering those 10 lessons over an 8-week workshop series. For this first group, we decided to target that transition age group, so ages 16 to 22. And we have 7 participants signed up, along with myself and Selena facilitating. We also have 2 of our coworkers from the Sonoran Center, Gabe and Pavi, who are individuals with disabilities that are facilitating activities and the lessons as well. So we are very excited. We've already had families reach out to us asking when the next session is going to be offered. So we definitely think there's an interest in the area, and we're really grateful to the partnership with Special Olympics to provide this opportunity to the community. So
Thank you. Yeah, we'll be sharing a lot more like as we go through and see what works and maybe like what doesn't work, so that we could, the hope is that to continue, right? To continue to share and hold these workshops regularly throughout the year so that we can address different audiences and work with different groups. But yeah, it's been exciting. Yesterday was fun. Okay, now we have a little bit of time saved for our friends from ACES TV to share a little bit of their policy and advocacy updates.
Hi, I'm Carrie Utezi. I work at ACES TV. I'm a sexual violence response coordinator. I work on the policy team at ACES TV, so I get to participate in all the cool policy work that we do. I will tell you all that Jenna Panis is our main policy person. That's mostly of like what her job is. She's our CEO. But I can update you on some stuff that we were doing this past political season. If you know nothing about politics, I'll tell you the political season starts just kind of like a sports season in January. They pregame in December, and all of the stuff comes up in January. So part of our pregaming was talking to senators and representatives, trying to find someone to sponsor a bill that would make the mandatory reporting law a little bit better. And Jenna worked with a Republican representative, his name is Blackman, to go ahead and sponsor that bill. So he sponsored, I'm sorry, yeah, House Bill 2228. And I'm going to just keep putting stuff in the chat. And so, again, if you don't know anything about politics, that's okay. If it comes up through the House has to take a vote on it. And then if they say yes, they send it over to the Senate. Would they need to be a striker? Did they make it through the window? No, they made it through the window. There's no strikers added to this one at this time that I'm aware of. We never know what's going to happen. I know. But a striker is something sneaky that they have to throw in at the last minute, but we didn't have to do anything sneaky. So it got brought up through the House. It got voted yes, I think almost unanimously, and it got passed over to the Senate during crossover week. The Senate has had it in second read, which means they've gone through it a couple times since March 3rd, and they sent it over to the Senate Government Institutions Committee. So it's in a committee to be talked about, and then they have to vote on it. And if the Senate votes yes, then the governor just has to sign it, which there's no reason she wouldn't. We also did our advocacy day. So our advocacy day at the Capitol is where we go to the Capitol with our staff and various people who are stakeholders across the state to talk to senators and representatives face to face, that we set up meetings for them. We had, out of 30 districts, we had 29 represented in person, which I thought was really, really neat. We hardly ever have that, so it was really good. And we did get to meet with several folks. I will show you all the document that we gave them. So we basically give everybody kind of like a little cheat sheet to help them out in what's the plan. So this is what we said for House Bill 2228. I'm not going to read it to you, but the call to action was to ask Senate members to vote yes on the House bill. And that is still an open call to action. So if anybody wants to participate in that process, if you're unsure how to find your district, let me know. I can help you. But there's a little button on the azleg.gov that will help you find your district. And then you can write to your representative or your senator and say like, hey, I would really like them to vote yes on this. Don't do it through your work email so that it's not part of your work. Do it through your personal email if you're personally sending it. And if you are sending it through your work email, make sure that that's cleared with whoever is in charge of your politics. ACES TV does officially support and unsupport some bills. Okay, you can definitely please request to speak. If anybody needs help doing request to speak, we are like, Jenna will go down to the Capitol and fill out the kiosk for you. Since it's like there's one spot to do that. You can also do it online. That's where we're at with that one. So this is a fingers crossed situation that it comes back around and gets voted on yes. That is the policy update. I would say, didn't want to push our luck as far as how many bills to push forward. So it's just the one right now. And yeah, it'll move the needle a teeny bit. And that's really the goal, is like making sure that we're moving the needle. Yeah, you don't really have to speak, but you can also, like I said, just email your representatives or senators and say to vote yes. Yeah, I think that is mostly the policy update. That's where we're at with it. Jenna is the expert on all of those things, as is Danielle, who is they're both out this week. So let me know if you guys have any questions for me. I'm going to put my email in the chat.
Thank you. Just resituate them. Okay, so now we're going to get into our April 2026 awareness campaign. We really wanted to make sure we got this meeting in with everyone before April so that everyone could be set to go April 1. And so because it's Sexual Violence Awareness Month, we thought that it would be the perfect time to start releasing everything that we've been working on. It's something that's been like a long I'm not a long road, I guess, but it's just been a lot of work and a lot of hard work coming together. A lot of drafts have gone through and the community has given us their feedback. And so we're really excited to be able to finally share all of these things publicly. So we are going to hit the ground running in April. So after today, we are going to be sharing out. We have created a From Silence to Safety April 2026 social campaign toolkit. I know it's a long name and I kind of just made it up right there, but the toolkit will include the Zoom background. So the one that I am currently using is one that is going to be specific to the month of April. It has the teal ribbon and the teal background, and it has some of the hashtags there at the top, just related to creating awareness during the month of April. The version that Natalie is going to be putting, or I think she put it in the chat already, but Natalie put it in the chat. You can download it and use it for your own Zoom backgrounds. There's also a space on yours where, like right here where my hand is, that you can put your own logo if you would like to. So ours right now has our Sonoran Center logo, but the version that you all will get is blank there so that you can use it throughout the month. We'll also include our logos, so the From Silence to Safety logos. There's 2 versions of it, so that is also going to be included to be able to put on any materials that you might want to put it on, or if you want to create your own graphics using the logo, that should be okay, and you should have access to those. And we also have pre-made social media graphics as well. We also are including a social media planner. So this is a full plan that includes the captions and alt text for the social media graphics that have been created by, I'll give a shout out to our interns have helped greatly with this by helping us to create the entire campaign. So all of the captions, the alt text, the graphic design was done by them and by our student worker, Alexa here. So I can't take credit for it. I did not do it. They did it. So let's get into it. So when you visit our website, there's going to be a space, and I'll kind of walk through in a bit too. But the social media planner is there available for download. So once you open it, you will see that there is a guide. So this guide kind of goes over kind of the basics of what you would want to consider for your social media campaign. It has some tips and tricks there that you can use, some ideas that you might want to integrate into your own content. We highly encourage you all to share your own resources and events. So whatever the great work is that you're doing, please feel free to share it, and we'll be looking out for tags and ways to collaborate. So we did create the hashtag From Silence to Safety that is going to be used on all of our posts throughout the month of April. So there's a lot. So we'll be filling up everyone's feed, but they will all have the hashtag From Silence to Safety, and we'll be tagging partners along the way as well. So I didn't have the whole list here pasted, but we do have a list in there as well of all the community partners that we have their social media handles. So they are going to be available there if you wanted to tag any of them specifically, or always tag us. We'll always share it. So please feel free to tag us as many times as you like. And if you have any other ideas for how we can collaborate, please just let us know. But this is the way that we're kind of going about it this month. So the social media planner also has the examples here. So there is going to be a blank template for the graphic as well. So that is going to be able to be edited by you all. However you want to use this is perfectly fine. You can add your text or images here. And the alt text is there, sorry. And so we do have these pre-made social media graphics, and then with the captions here that also include the link to our website, and they also include the hashtags that we'll be using. As I do mention this in the guide, but you don't have to use this exactly how we are using it. We are just sharing how we will be using the graphics and the content. So there is no one way only to do this. You can use as many things as you like, or you can use as little. Like you can choose to not use any of it, and that's perfectly fine too. But yes, we will be sharing all of these. They're all available to download. I'm also open to questions if anyone would like to just either put it in the chat or stop me at any point. That's fine too, because I'll keep going. Oh, well, I did stop for questions, but let's do a quick demo. Let me change my screen. If anyone has questions, well, or if anyone from the team wants to share as well while I'm changing my screen, we can do that.
I think y'all have done such a good job. You're just leaving us without questions. So it's not that we're ignoring you. You just
Okay.
haven't left us with room for questions.
Oh, good.
I just feel
Okay.
bad when people are like, Bueller,
No.
Bueller, and there's like no one paying any attention.
No, it's okay. Thank you for the reassurance. Makes me feel better. Okay, so here's our website. So this is live and available. Again, we'll be following up this meeting with an email that includes all of this information and where you can download everything. So this is like the accordions. You can drop down and learn more about the project. But when it comes to the raising public awareness piece, these resources are all available for download. So you can download them here as PDFs. You can use them digitally or print them. They should be able to, like, they have the links there embedded as well. So we have them all. They're all designed differently and finalized with great information. And on all of them, you can always find the QR code if you are printing them to share during outreach events. These are a great resource for print or for electronic use. We also did include a couple of items from a previous project from our pregnancy and parenting project, just because we thought that it kind of went nicely, especially as we start to develop more information for our healthy relationships, education. So we did just kind of add these there. These are previously created from another project, and then this link will take you to that project page if you wanted to learn more about that project. Let's go back. And then here at the bottom is where you will find the information for our toolkit. So you can download it here. So it'll be in this box where you can see all of the individual posts, all the individual graphics are there. Our two logos are here. So there's a version that's color, there's a version that has like the white lettering, and then the Zoom background is also there as well. We have our blank template that's available, and then you have the guide. Here we go. Yeah, so it is 12 pages, but I swear it's not like a super long read. It's just a lot of graphics and charts and stuff. But so yeah, so we'll have tips for participation, some nice reminders to collaborate and tag people. Again, we want you to share your resources and your events that you have going on. Connect on social media. So here's the list of the partners that we currently have the social media handles for. If you don't see yourself or your organization on here, please share it with us so we can add it and we can make sure that we're including you all. These are just the ones that we had available to us based on the initial list of partners. But if you have anything that you want us to share, yeah, please tag us too on Facebook and on Instagram.
Selena,
Mhm.
Liz asked if we are on the AZ ARC website.
ARC. Do you know if we are, JC?
Not yet with the specific From Silence to Safety, since we're just launching everything, but that can be something we talk with Melanie about. The other thing too with the coalition and the kind of resource and training list that the committee that Gina leads, we're working in partnership to come up with a more dynamic way of sharing those. It's easy and only like one place you have to update it, but it'll update it everywhere across everyone's websites where it's embedded. So we're working on a few things there, and hopefully, we'll talk with the ARC about getting this, now that it's all available, this information linked to on their website as well.
Liz also said in the chat that if we wanted anything with AAPPD, they do a monthly blast to all members, about 180 agencies, if we wanted to send her anything that we wanted to share about this project.
Awesome.
That'd be great. Thank you, Liz.
Again, if you don't see your organization listed here, you can either put it in the chat today if you know it off the top of your head, or if you need to get it to me later, that's okay. You can send it via email. We also listed a few dates that are highlighted that we recommend planning some social media engagement for. Oh, Barb, yeah.
Yeah, this is awkward without being able to see. Well, I can see you, just can't see me. Barb Picone, hi friend, another Barb. Do you think that DDD would be able to put this on their website under the section that has resources about preventing abuse and neglect and other resources?
Sorry, I just saw your chat, Barb.
Okay.
Possibly, if you can, if someone can shoot me an email, what I can do is I can channel it to Joe Trenicost. He oversees all of our communications, so we can absolutely ask.
Okay. I would be happy to do that, and in a way that might help
Perfect.
Joe work with it.
Yes, perfect. And Joe's a great guy, and if he can make it happen,
He is. He is.
And then just really quick, we'll go down just to do a brief preview of the graphics. So we do have like the first one of the month that we'll be posting and sharing. We do encourage everyone to participate in Wear Teal Day. So it's on April 7th. And so we're hoping to post this a few days before to give everyone a heads up. But the engagement piece that we're hoping to implement here is to have individuals or organizations take photos of themselves wearing teal and share it out with the hashtags and tagging us. So we hopefully can have a lot of stuff to share in our stories that day. We also have a few other days to highlight throughout the month. And then we have some dedicated posts related to the resources that we have created. So we have some posts that are dedicated to those topics specifically that will lead the audience back to our website where they can download them and learn more.
Selena, we got another question about if the Sonoran Center will be tabling at Take Back the Night on Thursday. It's at U of A campus.
Is that Thursday the 2nd?
She just said yes.
Yes, okay. Right now that was not the plan, but we could look into it. Do you have the information, Carrie? Okay, yeah, if you can send that over to me, we can take a look. See if we can get ourselves added to the list. Okay. Any questions? Really just the rest of it is pretty similar. It's our graphics and our captions. Any questions? Guess I could take this down so I can see people. Comments? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
It's very cool. I'm excited for the website. Just FYI for Take Back the Night, they are also still looking for survivors to speak. I think it would be very, very cool if there was somebody represented from the IDD community. If y'all know anybody who wants to do a speak out, I know that's not the easiest thing, but I'll email you guys the info.
Yeah, that'd be great. And we can try to put out that information too to see if we have anyone from our community that wants to participate.
Can I just add something that I forgot to mention that's
Sure.
real critical is just another shout out to ACES DV and Carrie is that, you know, the issue of sex education is very important, and Carrie, you know, has worked on an important document that explains, I think, I feel like the disability community and the general community is not fully aware of the policies and the restrictions and the limitations that individuals with disabilities have in terms of access. So it could be that, you know, curriculum is available, but actual participation in a curriculum within the schools or even throughout adulthood is still an important issue that we can continue to discuss with our partners. So, you know, thank you, Carrie, for your work in this, and having Gina on our team is also a wonderful component with her expertise and championing of this topic as well. So that's just another area along with the mandatory reporting that I think all of us can make an impact on. So thank you. Thank you to all.
Okay. Well, I want to make sure we wrap up here. So please, my contact information is here. If you have any other questions, as we begin to roll out our campaign, again, you can expect a follow-up that includes all of this information. We're hoping to get the recording out to anyone who missed this session today as well. So that will be out before April 1st. So please be on the lookout. If you have questions, just let me know. Feel free to pass anything along to any other organizations or partners that you have that you think would be excited to collaborate or excited to share or use any of these resources. We're always open for that. Thank you all.